Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Dianne Show. This today really excites me only because I have a beautiful woman who is the boss behind the streaming network we have called Otune Radio. She is the face, she's the CEO, she's a co-partner, and I just want to say welcome Nicholette Williams to the DN Show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's just a pleasure and an honor to be on your show, Dianne. And it's always nice to be with you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, congratulations for everything that you do. Your team works really hard. And I just want to say thank you to Diana and Veronica and everybody else for always being there for us because a lot of our shows are broadcast on Otune Radio in worldwide as well as in Africa now, which is
Yes,
amazing. So congratulations.
thank
But
you.
this is about the Nicolette and the businesswoman today and anything else that comes up. So Nicolette, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all?
Well, I'm a mother and a very proud grandmother of a little 3-year-old. So, having children inspires us to do so many things. But if it's okay to mention it, COVID has propelled us to look within ourselves to pull in that extra strength. Say, what can we do? As moms, we always have to find another way to do things. And I grew up owning my first business at the age of 16 when my dad said no to me. I asked him to buy me a car, and he said, "No, it's my money. If you want a car, you work for it." So I started my very first business at 16. I started a DJ session. I started doing disco and DJ. I borrowed a disco equipment from a friend, and that's what I used to do. I used to do gigs. So being a businesswoman from 16, and at my nice ripe old age, I'm still find myself in a different business. So yes, I've enjoyed it very much. That's a little bit about me. So in the radio and film
Very
currently.
nice. I remember when I was very young too, I always my dad, we had put together a stereo system and it had the big speakers, like bigger than me and so forth. And it was kind of cool. So the music and DJing was, I always wanted to be a DJ or do something in DJing. And now we have the opportunity to have the own equipment and so forth. I have a DJ mixer. I still had to figure that one out because all the equipment is not compatible. So this is one of the things we have to do. But I get that DJ part of us and just to express ourselves. Yeah, we have a lot in common.
We definitely do. You don't need a mixer, Deanne. The music that you compiled when you want to do a little bit of a mix. You got the DJ Dianne Ojar. Maybe it should just be Dianne Ojar
Yeah.
Show.
Okay, we'll boogie on something. Okay, we'll boogie on something. We're all disco girls. So, Nicolette, I wanted to talk today. We always talk about the holistic side, and we
Yes.
will touch on that a little bit. But I wanted to talk about, you know, this path you've chosen to do this radio streaming and take it to the level you're taking it has not been an easy one.
No.
And if you want to share, we're talking about those who want to start a business and some of the things we encourage everybody to do it at least once so they understand what it is. But there are a lot of different rocky roads along the way, little bumps along the way. So, did you want to share with our audience as a new business owner, which is a totally different? I mean, you did film and you did so forth in the past, but this is different. Radio is different, and
Radio happened to us because of a very good friend of us during COVID, and we started that off way back in the day. About 2 years now, we've been running radio. First of all, started it as just streams, and it was like five of us together, and just continued. You learn from one platform to the next, and then we went to another radio and another radio and another radio, and decided, you know what, this is the one we want. Let's create our own. There's been a lot of hard knocks, and I think that those hard knocks were fantastic opportunities for us to realize where we are today as Otune Radio. If it wasn't for all the setbacks, or as you say, and hard knocks, I don't think we would have been such a successful business as we are now. So
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for the interesting corners and twists and turns that have happened in Otune Radio. If anybody wants to do it, learn as much as you can. There's no business in this world that you cannot learn. That's one thing I did learn. I would say that's also because of inspirational people like yourself, Dianne, introducing me to the Dow Hands. Um, it was a fantastic opportunity for me to grow within, and it also looked at me different, made me look at things differently, because I was questioning whether we should be continuing as a radio. But after I became a Dow Hands practitioner and going on this journey, I felt that this was a fantastic opportunity for us to be able to share to the world what we actually have, that spirituality, that kindness, the niceness, plus the music. So I felt at that time, I'm not divided anymore. And I continued forward with the radio, and we were introduced some new partners as well. We have Pamela in South Africa, Charlene Roy, who's also joined us, and Cheryl in the UK. So we have got Otune Radio in Africa and the UK, Otune Radio in all over North America right now. So you strive, and if something does happen along the way, stop, question it. What do I need to learn? What's the lesson I need to learn here? And yes, we will always be faced with challenges, but it's how we approach them, how we react to all these things. Some people cry. I cry. I cry. I go in my room and I have a big old cry, and I pray and I ask, what is the lesson? And have a look at it. So if anybody feels like they want to just give up, don't. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. That's all I can tell you about Otune Radio so far, and me and Diana and Veronica here in Canada, that I've worked really 24 hours a day for the past year. And
I can support that. I know what you guys have been through. We've had so many conversations,
yes.
so many conversations. But here's the thing, I was just doing an interview, and I was being interviewed about CEOs, and we were talking to CEOs.
Hmm.
And it's interesting that we talk about this because we're talking about, and I had asked a question about self healing and self development, if it's the same. And
Yeah.
was my host was saying no, there's a bit of crossover, but definitely not. You've been through a lot of self-healing in order to reach your self-development as well. I
Hmm.
mean, because again, then remember, I always say to you, you can change your space when you change yourself or you shift yourself. And this is what happened. So you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of personal challenges where, thank God that you have overcome that, because now it opened your eyes to other possibilities and other things in your life, which really and truly was very challenging for you. And the point now is that you've gotten through that through your healing, and that was profound. And this is how our journey started in regards to our journey didn't start because of this, but this is where the transformation of your business transformed because you transformed.
I did. It goes together. Your business is who you are, and how can you be a successful business if you don't have that self growth? I'll give you an example. I'm a Reiki master. So Reiki master doesn't mean I'm a master of anything except self mastery. That's what Reiki is. When you become a master, you go through the hardest trials to be at the level as a master, because you're going to encounter people that need to go through healing. How would you understand their pain if you haven't gone through some difficulties? And that's how it is in business too. Spirituality, I don't know why I'm mixing it together, but it seems because it's my business, I'm using that because we are very authentic. We are very, very honest. We're very kind. We have different ethics in our business, but it made me a better leader, a better CEO, and a better friend and mother, I believe. So it's a lot. Take a moment.
Absolutely. Because it is about, as you said, it's the energy. Everything has energy.
Right.
That's what it was. So when you self-diagnosed and you stopped and you had help, it changed your perspective on how it is because you look at life differently now.
Hmm.
You look at your business differently and you look at your family differently and the noise is calming down. So, what would you say to some business owners who are still searching and trying, trying doesn't mean failure, it's all lessons to learn. And when they realize that there's something is not right, because you had that gut, I mean, we've had many conversations where you was like, I don't know what's going on, maybe not in those words, but there was something not right with your
Hmm.
business because it was
Hmm.
nothing not right with your life.
Yeah, because there wasn't something right with my life, and I seriously believe that that was like a calling for me. The Dow hands changed and transformed my life. I can't stop talking about it. It's changed me. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I have my moment with my Dow hands. I have that dedication every single day for myself. I can face the day. It keeps
Mhm,
that in anxiety, or you wake up with that idea of I have a purpose. So
mhm.
it's very important, and it was very, very uplifting for me. And I know that a lot of business people um, who are successful or even not successful but are trying to get, they will find their place too. So I would highly recommend anybody that is going through a struggle to tap into Tao Hands.
So for those who don't understand what Dow Hands is, Dow Hands is a modality whereby Nicolette and myself has had the opportunity and been gifted, because you have to be chosen for it and accepted,
Yes.
to have a special healing ability with your hands that we're chosen for that. I know it sounds crazy when I say chosen, but we are chosen for that, where through our hands we actually transmit healing through the divine. It's not us doing it. But prior to that, Nick, we've been through the elephant in the room. We've been through different soul operations. Yes, there's soul operations, just like you have surgery, but it's on the soul level. She's been through so many modalities and healing modalities and blessings to get to this point. Um,
Hmm.
but we're not here to convince anybody about our hands. We're just saying that Nicolette was discovering herself as a CEO. But she's also, while she was self discovering, she also realized how she wanted her business to be perceived, how she
Hmm.
wanted to position her business, how she wanted to people to see her in her business, for her, as she mentioned before, to be authentic and core. Not, here's the one thing I've been saying to everyone: we're not here to convince anyone.
No.
People will not care about you until they know you care about them. So what would
Absolutely.
happen is she would attract the right people who want to listen to her shows, want to
That's
listen
right.
to my show that's on the weekend, to listen to anybody's show, or the DJs and the type of music. And everything is a pilot because it's always a work in progress. And yes, it keeps changing. And yes, you had partners. And yes, you no longer work with the partners. Like, I've had partners too as well. But the bottom line is, it's a change on how she's doing business. She's a young business owner. We all young business owners. We always say we're young business owners in the sense that,
Yeah.
it's all a work in progress.
Hmm.
But I want to say to everyone is, I wanted to bring Nicolette on to say, Nicolette, share with us some of the teachings and learnings that you have had. Why on this 2 year I can't believe it's almost 2 years
It's
already.
almost two
My
years.
my show is actually one of the shows is second year. And you, again, like, I actually have a streaming in the background that plays music, and it's very private, so I don't even, you have to look at. But I didn't even think about that when you start with the music. But the point is, you start somewhere. So as a 2 year old young business, what are some of the things that you have, what do you want to say to our audience in terms of that 2 years in developing the business? Be a little bit more specific now, if you can. You've had people join the team, you've had people leave the team. We don't want to get into details
Oh,
because some of them were very heartbreaking. Some of them were nerve wracking. Some of them were
yeah.
hard. Some of them were people not a right fit. Why? Probably because you were on self discovery to figure out what it is you were looking for with your team. And the energy in your team has changed now
Oh,
completely.
absolutely. What has transpired when we say 2 years? I've been in radio for 2 years, but I was with other radio stations. That actually gave me the opportunity to learn. So I never think that it's a bad or a negative thing. It's people learn and we move on. So in my way, at the time, it would have been very painful experience, but breakups and separations are until we understand. If I didn't have those experiences, I would not be pushed into a leadership position of saying, I can, we can. What are all the natural attributes of my life and all the learning that I've done around the world? As you know, I've traveled around the world. I've lived around the world in many different countries, around different cultures and industries, and done different businesses. How do I put all of that together? So that was a fantastic lesson for me in the 2 years of radio. Our part of the Otune radio is a year and a half, I believe, a year and a bit. So with us as a completely female owned and run radio station, we are in a different position completely. We are completely learning everything that we experienced through pain and had to force ourselves to get to. Um, so it's been a learning experience, and it's been actually quite exhilarating, the kind of things that we do. I'm now a DJ. Did you know? I can virtual DJ too.
Oh, well, I have to get some lessons from you. And for those who are just joining us, just quickly, I'm with Nicholette Williams, who is the face and, co-partner of the Otune Radio NRW studio, as well as, yes, she's the CEO, she's the brains, and one of the brains behind this, because I
One
want
of
to
the
cover
brains.
Diana and Veronica, but Diana, particularly Diana, has come a long way, and I applaud her. Such a gentle person, always willing to help. And for those who are catching us, please catch us on the replay, on YouTube and Facebook, and of course. Please send us any questions you may have for Nicolette or myself. Definitely, right now, right here. So, your team, there were times when you wanted to give up.
Oh yeah. I mean, they are times that we just wanted to disband and just like, but when you go to bed and then you wake up in the morning, you're like, well, I got this idea. We could make this work if we go through this and that. So it's nice to have partners that can come up with a different conversation and come up with a solution to different things. And we have Pamela in South Africa that has also joined us as a partner, and Charlene Roy as well, and Cheryl Hill in the UK, and there's Veronica, Diana, and myself. We have uh, put all our natural abilities together, and we go through interesting challenges. But now we look at things differently because each and every one of us has also gone through a soulful journey. Interestingly
Okay.
enough,
I have to say about Diana, and I know she's in there somewhere in the background.
yeah, she's in the back. She's here.
She is, I remember the sleepless nights. I remember with her, she would just not knowing what to, and learning, but she was ready to do the work that she
Mhm.
had to do. And hello, Pranjal, out in India, saying hi to you, Nicolette, as well.
Hello, hello.
He was
People are texting and asking where can they view this stream right now.
They can actually go to it's actually on YouTube, and if they look for the Dianne Ojar Show with Nicholette Williams, um, they can actually get it from there as well. So let me see
Is
if I
it
can.
on Facebook too,
Let
right?
me see if I can multitask this. I hope I don't lose you on this.
That'll be fine.
In here, so you can probably still see me. So here, I'm just going to send this to you here as well. Those who want to check with us, they can check us out there right now on YouTube. And I'll send it here to you, Nicolette, as well. So here's the thing. Yes, the sleepless nights that she had because she was willing to learn um, the it's not easy. I'm telling you, even with my studio, it's
Hmm.
not easy getting the right equipment. And, I change equipment, I change mics, I change all those things. It's a work in progress. And
Okay.
you've invested a lot in this too, as well. You transform, you move studios. We all have to move studios. I'm saying this openly because I don't want people to believe that it's just we all click our hands and, clap our hands and click our feet or whatever it is, and it's all going to manifest. Wait, it's expensive. It is very expensive to do what we do
Absolutely.
in time, money, and energy.
Hmm.
But I tell you one thing. I mean, thank God I have a person I've known all my life, more or less, who helps me from Trinidad. And that's one of my challenges because he's a Trinidad, he's not here, but who's helped me through the process. And of course, yourself and Diana to help me through the process to put it there. And then sometimes it's changing equipment, changing mics, changing mixers, changing all these things. And constantly, I remember when I was actually on when I actually was a couple of years back when I had my other studio and we were doing the carnival and so forth. We were holding. I was hosting. I was doing things. I was carrying the equipment. I was doing everything, packing it up, driving up. You become everything you need to be. So, hi, Sue. Thank you for joining us again. We have a very dedicated listener who is with us in the States, Sue Lee, who's always with us for every show. So thank you, Sue, so much. If you have a question for Nicolette, please do let us know. So, what I was saying is that we have to do whatever we have to do. It doesn't matter. We're not the CEO sitting behind the desk. We're both faces of our organizations and companies.
Right.
We are. And
Hmm.
the funny part is sometimes we don't know what in the world we're doing. But at the end of the day, we know we're doing it. Eventually,
Yeah, there's going to be days that are very challenging. There's going to be hosts that will come on your show that are challenging you. They will come up with very interesting scenarios about how great and grandiose, and we honor you. We want to come on board. Come on board if you want to help humanity. Come on board if you want to have fun. Come on board. But we have to also realize that everybody's got their own personality. Everybody's got their own want. Everybody's got their own. So let's just see what that is. Is this a good fit for you? Then come on board. If it's not a good fit, don't come on board. But at the end of the day, there's a message in everything that people do, especially on entertainment, the social media. What have we got to offer that's different to every other radio station?
yes. And the funny thing is, I remember the first time we did the show was I did it very different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I said, I used to do music for the Divine Soul Journey, and you fell in love with it, and you're the one that wanted the show, and that was the openness because you are spiritual too as well, and
Mm-hmm.
you were looking and searching. And then I said, okay, I gotta spend how many hours go every week to do this show? No, I'm gonna do it because I had the equipment and everything. I had no idea what it was, but I had the equipment and
I
everything for a couple of years. And that's how we ended up doing it. And we started doing it more. And yes, we had to learn and grow. And we're still learning and growing with that show because it's always different.
Yes.
But what it is that the cool thing about that particular show is that the modalities we use, people can go back and listen it and they can get healing from it. It's live,
Okay.
real time. So that's what we do. But the fact is, it takes, and you don't have to have any fancy equipment. That's the
Oh,
thing. You know,
no.
no, you don't have to get very expensive equipment because even the first mix I ended up using, I don't use it anymore. I have a Yamaha now as opposed to a Behringer. The Behringer was a little bit challenging because of compatibility. And of course, I've changed so many mics when I'm understanding this. And here's the thing. Nobody taught me how to, sorry, I should rephrase that. Said this is what you need to do. I was told what equipment to get, but that wasn't the best equipment until somebody actually was here and my cry and my plea. Yes, my cry and my plea and saying, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. This equipment is it's just not working, and I
Right.
was having challenges. But I knew the outcome we had to
Mhm.
do the show. I knew the outcome what the show can do because I you kept telling me about that. You kept saying, no, you can't let this go. You can't, no, no, you can't drop the show. No, you get upset with me. And like, no, 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 no. It was you motivating me saying, I enjoy it. Even if it's for you, this is
Yes.
what you're going to be doing it. So all we're saying is it doesn't have to be broadcasting. It doesn't have to, but what would you say to someone who is because I have a little beef with this, someone who wants to start, I don't call it things podcast, you know me, it's not a podcast. Podcast to me is just you put something on there and it's just a podcast. They're a quality podcast, and there's some everybody wants to be a podcaster because they want to
Mhm.
position themselves. What would you say to someone who wants to have a show, a TV show, radio show? Don't call it podcast. TV show, radio show. What
No.
would you say to them to start in terms of that the quality that you're looking for that you could put on your station because you have the the TV part of it, and
Right.
we'll be putting all these shows on there soon. That's a whole nother story to upload all these shows. And of
Yep.
course, we have the radio side of it. So, what would you say to someone from this side now, what you're looking for, recommend for quality wise?
Well, we want to have somebody that has something that they want to offer, but within themselves. We have a fantastic radio hosts right now as well. So it's opening up. We have the energy and movement where people are. What is energy and movement? That's one radio host show. Oh, I don't just want to have the audio. We want to have the visual as well. So somebody that does the exercises, motivates you, talks to you. You have many shows, fitness shows that pump it up for 15 minutes, do this, you got the ab workout. This radio show is not like that. We have a TV channel and linear streams that you can log on to and do a subscription base, and you can go into choosing a fitness person as you wish. That's what we have on a different platform. But with the radio, we have the radio and TV as well. Since everybody's got a phone, you can actually log on to that. With the radio hosts, the host, you are part of Otune Radio, but you came with this gift, so show us your talents and let's move forward together. But the radio host runs that show, obviously following certain protocol. But at the same time, have something of essence that you want to give, share with the people. Life is different right now.
Mhm.
Everything is different. It is not the status quo of how things should be or should have been. This is how you're going to be in the future. Right now, what can you offer that you feel that you want to listen to? Those are the kind of things that we're looking at. Some original individuals that have their own personalities. Like when I listen to your shows, in the beginning, it was like, no, it's a lot of conversation, but listen to the quality of the conversation. Where is it going? People have a need to talk. So that show was very, very important because it's actually like, this show is only for me. This is my show. Dianne, you cannot stop this show. And
That's
it
right.
started reaching a lot of other people in Australia, as far as Australia, New Zealand, Swaziland, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Holland. The people were logging in to listen to your shows. And so, therefore, we had to create now the 24-hour TV, the radio streams to go on so other people at their time zone can listen to your streams. So, even if you help one person, it's worth it. So, I don't know if
Thank
that answered your question.
Yeah, the quality. So according to Sue, she wants both. Sue, did you want to, I can send you a private link. Did you want to come on board on the show right now and ask Nicolette a question with us? I can send you a private link if you like. Um, yeah, if you would like to ask her questions, or you can just type your questions so I can ask her. And she said, yes, she wants both. She's in the States. I'm not sure exactly what that means, and she's laughing about it. So,
Sue, if you can hear me, do you want to have
ooh.
a host show So come along and send us a message and we can have a nice conversation. What kind of a show would you like to have? Do you have herbs and spices? I'm actually going to be doing some juicing ones, which is for Detox Monday, something like that. But I'm going to be in an ordinary kitchen, which is mine, and show you how to do it and the process. The 7 day detox, we'll do it together. So,
So
stuff like that. Would you like a show?
she said yes. Did you want to come on board? Say quickly. I can send you the link right now. So if you want the link, I can send you the link and you can come and join us if you want to come on camera. So you can ask Nicolette whatever you need to ask her. She's saying yes, but I'm not exactly sure what she's saying yes to. So until she could tell me. But however, I mean, this certainly definitely we can connect her with you, and you can. I'm not sure what she wants there. So, and this is why we're doing this, because we know content is king.
Yes,
Not okay. She's not on camera ready right now. However, send your message. I can connect you with Nicolette.
no
Definitely.
problem.
Um, Nicolette, just how can they reach you so she can
Just
get your
send us
contact?
the Otune Radio. I think it's otuneradio@gmail.com. You can also go send us an information. Go to info@nrwstudios.com. Either one of them would work.
Otuneradio at gmail.com. I hope I tapped that right. She
Let me
said,
put info.
okay. So what, like we're talking about content, and the content has to make sense. At the beginning it
Absolutely.
may not make sense, but again, that's why we'll tweak, and that's why we'll tweak, and that's why, you come up with a situation, point in time where you will pretty much have something
Mm-hmm.
that's working for everyone, and it has to work for everyone. I'm just trying to get Nicolette's information here for everyone.
I
And
think there's what's the other one? Let's confirm.
okay, here is the Nicolette's email for you, Sue, to connect with her. And you see, this is why we do this. So basically, you can help another person really and truly move forward. And this is how we make a difference here. So, my dear Nicolette, what would you like to tell our audience right now as we wrap up here?
I just like to say that if you feel like you want to do a DJ hit and you are somebody that wants to enjoys music, come on to our radio and listen. You have something to say that you feel that you can share with the rest of the world. Come on board. It's not about only females. We have hosts male and females, but it's only owned by females. Just happened that way. So it just happened. But as an individual out there, if you feel, I'm at 50 years old, 60 years old, I used to be a DJ when I was young, or a talk show, or a singer, or a writer, or something of that you have that you feel that it's you've missed the boat. You haven't. Give yourself a chance. Contact us on otuneradio@gmail.com. Tell us a story about yourself. Come on board. Contact Dianne Ojar. Dianne Ojar and I, we go back way back when. I'm internally grateful to you and Dow Hands. And for the elephant in the room, that's another one I would highly recommend the elephant in the room. It will remarkably change your life.
Thank you for
That's
that.
that's what I could tell you for sure. It
Well,
changed my life.
you have to have everybody lined up behind the door waiting for me, Nicolette.
Well, they better come because I know that I wasn't in a good place before those things happened. You would constantly question yourself and your values and stuff until you
You were
actually have that
exactly
breakdown in order to go through a breakthrough, which
you were
was
exactly where you were supposed to be, Nicolette, because until you reach that point saying, I can't take this anymore, that is the turning point. And if you didn't reach that point, you wouldn't have been able to process the rest of it. So nothing is by chance. Nothing is by chance. But seeing you now compared to where you were a couple months ago,
a
it,
year ago, a
it's a,
year, 1 year. Yes,
when we did the elephant in the room.
yes, yes,
Oh my goodness.
yes. It was a year ago.
Time goes by. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've come a long way in terms of a lot of healing and so forth. And geez, time flies. But seeing you, and in between that time, you already had, there were times when I would come to your place and you were in so much pain. And here's the thing, you were open and willing and
Hmm.
knew that it was going to affect, you knew it was affecting your life. You knew you were the catalyst behind why there were such certain challenges. But now you have a clearer picture, and you'll always have clarity as you move forward. As you move forward,
Absolutely.
you will get clearer and clearer, and you'll always be a work in progress. We're always a work in progress, and we'll continue to be students while we're also teachers. What are your last words of wisdom for our lovely audience here who can catch us on the replay? Yes, well, with Nicholette
We
Williams,
only
face,
have one
wait,
life.
face and the beauty behind the Otune radio and Nikki's vibes and everything else.
Nikki's Vibes is one of my shows. Log in. One thing I would like to leave you with is that we have a motto on our show, and it's called One World, One Life, and One Music. So if we can incorporate it, kindness, be kind to somebody else and always pass it forward. Don't ask questions, just pass it forward. Be kind. Be kind to one another as we go on. And that's what we actually want to do on Otune Radio. Kindness. Let's try to do that for one another. And also, thank you to my host, Miss Dianne Ojar, for constantly being an inspiration and value. You've got to log on to these shows that she does. The absolute divine soul journey. Also, Dianne Ojar does a lot of disco. She does disco. You got to log on to this.
And reggae.
And
And
reggae.
gospel. And
And reggae.
inspirational gospel as well. That's Nicolette's favorite. So, um,
That's again my favorite. So thank you so much for having us on your show today.
thank you. But thank you who just joined us as Jerome Tilak Singh. He goes on the Ras Williams. Jerome is actually the person who revived International Men's Day globally in
Wow.
Trinidad in 1999, revived it. So we became the 82nd nation to join Jerome and his team out of 91 countries, I believe it is right now. And this will also be that group that we're forming here with the men, a safe space for men, and we will be having a show for men, and it's sponsored by International Men's Day Canada as well. So thank you, Jerome, for joining us. And he said, great interview, Nick. And you can go back and you
Thank
can
you.
reply to everyone there as well. So Nicolette, it's always a pleasure
Thank
to
you for having me.
chat with you. I'm coming by you for the DJ side of it because
Come on.
I'm going to take you up on that. The point is, Nicolette is never home. So
Oh, I am now. I mean, but we filming as well, and I'd also like to say I started horse riding, so I'm taking up a lot of different hobbies at this moment. So,
and
some
that's what this
time.
is about, that you're getting taking the time. Before, everything was everybody but yourself. Remember that?
Hmm.
Now you're taking the time to work for yourself, to heal yourself. And this is all therapeutic. And horses are very therapeutic, by the way. My nephew used to work with um, horses, and it was, for him, it was therapy in a sense. He
Hmm.
loved it as well. So I thank you for taking care of yourself. And I didn't know about the horse riding.
That's
And
new. It was a gift from a friend.
will enjoy it. And I know your beautiful little mini me, Rowan. She is probably going to enjoy that as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, thank
that
you.
granddaughter Rowan is her mini me. She is everything like Nicolette. She looks like Nicolette, everything like Nicolette. And
Yeah,
that girl is always putting on her lips. She's 3, always putting on her lipstick, just like her grandma. Putting on lipstick. Oh my God, she's too cute. She's very sensible. And this is what it is. You're paving the way for her and her legacy because I know you adore her. So I want to say on that note, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you for, giving us some insights, just so much we can talk about. And if you those who are looking for to have a show or share content, please do.
DJ. You want to be a local DJ? Sorry, it's DJ.
I
My son was a DJ the other day, DJ Dubs, and he did a great job. My daughter did some
you
DJ.
know what,
You know what,
Nicolette?
Free? Come on, try.
Nicolette, maybe down later on tonight, this afternoon, when I finish all my shows later tonight, I'll probably come down and check you guys out and see what's going on down there in your
Sure,
DJ world.
no
And with
worries.
that, absolutely. Yeah, it's always been that, just trying to figure this out. It's a software. I don't know what software you're using and so forth, but we'll figure all
I'm
that out.
using a free software, DJ software, which is even better. You don't even have to do anything. I think it's a DJ mix that you don't even have to buy the equipment. You practice on that, and then you can actually use the one that you have. The one that you have, I learned on this free software before I went onto yours, and I'm like, wow,
Oh, well, maybe you gotta come here to the studio as well. But we'll see.
yeah,
I'll come to your studio and I'll see what you're doing. And I say, Nicolette, you gotta come because you have to come in here as well. It's not a
sure,
fancy like yours, but it is what it is. But thank you so much for joining us. And for everyone who's been joining us, thank you so much. Catch us on the replay. Catch with Nicolette on her shows on otuneradio.ca. They're in Africa. You can get their schedule. If you have something you want to submit, if it's a one off, you never know. You can have fun and you never know why you're doing it. Because,
yes,
again, I just said to Nicolette, do you want some? I know she was struggling at the beginning. It was only her every day. And I said, would you like some content? And she said, sure. And it was just Nicolette and I at the time, just
yep,
doing the show at your place. I was like, okay, I don't want to go every day. It was harder to go every day, every week. Sorry, we started to do it, and that's how it started.
it's
So
yeah.
I'm actually one of the pioneers.
You are definitely one of the main
Pioneers,
pioneers, and
yes,
still
absolutely.
standing. So
Still standing. I have my moments sometimes, but you tell us what you want to hear. You tell us what you want to what us to share or what to talk about. And this, Nicolette was make sure that we have it on board because nobody will listen to us until we know that we're listening to them. So send
right.
your feedback. Tell us what we want, you would like, sorry, and we will do our best to facilitate it in many shows and so forth. If not, we'll create a show for you. I
Well,
I
yeah, hold on that note there, creating a show. We actually were asked about if you've got so many shows, can you guys do a dating show? Because I just got divorced, through COVID or blah, 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 and I haven't had a date. So you guys gonna do online dating or matchmaking? Yes. The answer is yes. And
I'm
if there's
still
any ideas
I'm
out there,
still waiting for my sex show, the one I told you about that we
I think
started.
Veronica would be available for that one.
She
But
will
for
be available.
the dating show, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Well, she
A
can
lot of,
take she can do that part because they pretty much will overlap in a sense. That can work as
mm,
well. Mm.
maybe,
But you
maybe,
don't know what she's, who knows? You know me, I love those fun topics because it just
yeah.
must be, yeah.
Taboo topics.
We should talk. We should actually do that show to tell you the truth.
Taboo.
And then maybe give it to somebody else after and start it just so people see, we come up with these crazy ideas. No, I don't turn down anything, right?
Well, I do believe we still have a recording of that, the one show that we did about a year
Oh
ago.
my
So I still have
God.
you and
That,
Veronica on that show.
oh my Lord. That show was, Nicolette, you on that show that was a
Yeah.
different side to Nicolette. Trust me, that was a different side to Nicolette. So anybody want to contact me, definitely info at, theexponentialcoach.com, and you have Nicolette's information there as well. So I want to say thank you, Nicolette, so much for being here,
Thank you.
for your wonderful team. Diana, love you, girl. You do so much. You've done learned so much in such a short space of time. It's incredible. And you're always willing to share. And Veronica, thank you so much. And everybody, the rest of the team, thank you all so much for being that support because this is not a one man operation like mine. It's not a one man operation whatsoever. So, all the success to you and your wonderful team. And, just keep reaching for the stars and keep reaching out and growing and growing and growing. And all the best. And we will chat soon. And I will see you soon.
Thank you.
So, on that note, I would love to say thank you for everyone who's listened to us and catch us on the replay. We have fun here. We talk about everything. It's live. And, if Nicolette loves us, with the interaction we have here, we can definitely take it to her stream. We had that discussion. We can take this to her stream as well. And you never know where you can end up. So I want to thank you all so much. Until next time, at Dianne Show, this is Dianne Ojar with Nicholette Williams saying, have an awesome day. Take care. Bye bye.
Have an awesome day. Bye.